On this episode of The Real Paranormal Detectives, the team investigates the remains of the old Los Angeles Zoo in search of animal spirits. And we capture some of the most compelling evidence ever.
Some really weird, creepy shit. That person, there was definitely a figure.
Whatever it was had a very strange configuration of its body or whatever that was to move in that way.
We are the Southern California Paranormal Detectives. Our team has been investigating claims of the paranormal for over 10 years. In our time, we've seen some crazy things.
I think I saw something over there.
What did it look like?
It's pulsating too.
It is pulsating. Yeah.
We also have literally thousands of hours of absolutely nothing. Now we've combined the latest science and technology, along with the spiritual.
The one that we see over here, the energy is just off the charts.
We've investigated ghosts, UFOs, cryptozoology, and even conspiracies. We want to finally show and find the truth. Meet our team. Myself, founder and parapsychologist, Jean-Pierre. My best friend and co-founder, Adam. My brother and our medium, Marcello. My wife, our photographer and Native American consultant, Danielle. Our tech manager and skeptic, Eddie. And finally, our head researcher, Roxanne. Together, we are more than a team. We are family. And we are the real paranormal detectives.
Okay, so the zoo itself opened in 1912 with 15 animals, and it was built on the site of the J. Griffith ostrich farm that never took off. I'll get into that farm in a little. This is kind of a brief overview of the history. In the 1920s, it was produced by, film producer William Seelig. He had a bunch of studio animals because at the time he was trying to convert his studios into an animal theme park. It never happened, so that's where the park got most of its animals from at the time. Because of that, it was expanded in the 1930s. However, a lot of the city residents in LA criticized the zoo for being ugly, poorly designed, and that it was basically just a collection of beat-up cages. At the time, Los Angeles was trying to show that it was the best city. It was, the streets were lined with gold, and they have this little zoo, and they were not happy with it. It was making a lot of money. It was bringing about 2 million people for the year, but they just were not happy with it. The Griffith Park Zoo closed in 1966, basically when the LA Zoo opened. The animals were transferred, but rather than do anything else with the cages, they just took some of the bars out and left the cages behind and threw some picnic tables into some of them, and it's considered one of the strangest abandoned remains in the country. So reasons for hauntings. I found that there was a curse, or a supposed curse on the land from 1863. It's referred to as the old 1863 curse. It's an urban legend. The land originally belonged to the Felices family, and at the time was called Rancho de Feliz. Eventually, through passing of the property down the line, it went to Don Antonio Feliz. Eventually, Don Antonio Cornell received the land, and that was at the death of Feliz. That was under a lot of controversy because Feliz, he had smallpox. And so he was very sick towards the end, and there's a lot of controversy as to whether or not he really wanted Antonio Cornell to take the property or not, because he got everything, and he left a couple horses to his godson, nothing to his sister, and nothing to his niece. So it seemed a little suspicious to the family that all the land went to a stranger and the family got so little out of it. It's said that that's where the curse came from, that his niece was really upset with this situation, and so she put a curse on land. Don Inconante, and the judge who approved that the will was valid and that the land should be split up this way. So, from that, the lawyer who was Don Inconante was shortly thereafter shot and killed. The judge, it just said he had met an untimely death. There was no information as to what happened to him. And then Don Cornell's family just slowly died out from misfortune and disease. So that's kind of looked like that little curse is kicking in. So then in 1868, C.V. Howard owned a part of the land which he sold off for a profit. And while he was out celebrating his profit, he was shot at the saloon and killed. So it doesn't matter, apparently, even if you own it for just a little bit of time. Next was Lennon Baldwin owned the property and opened a ranch and dairy. Cattle started to die, a fire destroyed the grain, grasshoppers ate the crops, and eventually he filed bankruptcy and then sold the land to pay the mortgage that he owed. He was later gunned down. Thomas Bell eventually came upon the land. He didn't hold on to the land very long before selling it to Griffith J. Griffith. Bell died from a fall in his mansion. He fell from the banister, and his death is kind of controversial because apparently his mistress was in the house when he died. So it's unsure if he fell or if she pushed him. In 1884, lightning struck a couple of the oak trees, and a couple of ranch hands during the storm said that they saw Don Antonio riding a horse through the storm. Apparently, he's most frequently spotted around the B Rock. I'm not sure if you know B Rock. It's supposed to be a really big rock that's shaped like a beehive. I don't know where that's at. Griffith Park is also one of the largest national parks, so who knows where in that park B Rock is. Eventually, Griffith foreclosed the farm because ostriches weren't bringing in the money that they expected them to, and that really upset this Frank guy who tried to shoot Griffith outside of the Old Calvary Cemetery, which is now a Cathedral High School. So that's kind of interesting that the cemetery is now a high school. Barquette used a bird shot, though, as opposed to a buckshot, and so Griffith didn't die. However, Frank was so sure that he killed him that right after he shot Griffith, he put the revolver to his head and shot himself. And this all took place right there by the cemetery. Griffith later in life was convinced that his wife and the Pope wanted to kill him. So somewhere along the line, he kind of went crazy. So he shot his wife, who survived it, however, was left blind in her left eye and disfigured. He served 2 years in San Quentin prison for that, and eventually passed away in 1919, and he is buried at the Forever Hollywood Cemetery now. And after that, it went to Los Angeles City's ownership. The only issue the LA city has had was in 1933, a fire happened on the land that killed 29 people and left 150 people injured, and that actually is considered the most deadly fire in LA history. So not a whole lot's happened when Los Angeles has owned it, but the most deadly fire occurred. So as far as the specters that are seen on the property, it's believed that in addition to Don Antonio, that the niece is there. She's said to be walking the land wearing a white dress near the old property. I guess there's a home on the property or on the park somewhere, and she's seen a lot looking out the windows. She's also been seen riding a white horse throughout the park. Griffith J. Griffith is believed to be another person there because there's two horsemen that are seen. One's dressed as a Spanish Don, which is why it's assumed to be Don Antonio, and then another man who does not fit any type of Spanish description, and that's the one that they believe to be Griffith J. Griffith. A young girl is also spotted. The story behind her, there's no name, no actual factual information on her. Legend is that for whatever reason she was purposefully abandoned there, and she died because of exposure. Something interesting enough is that there's an urban legend of some type of creature that lives in the park as well. He is described as being direct quote, humanoid of some sort. Its back legs were very long, as were its feet, and it makes huge strides as it walks. It walks with a bent backwards back and has an extremely long neck which bends forward. And another exact quote was, "No human can bend like that thing was." It's said to have black eyes. You can see the whites of the eyes and transparent green skin. There's also been reports of a lot of satanic cult activity that goes on in the park, which that kind of happens with parks alone.
What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Jean-Pierre, and we're here for episode 5 of The Real Paranormal Detectives. We're actually here at Griffith Park, California for our next investigation, which is going to be at the old LA Zoo site, or Griffith Park Zoo, some people know it as. We're very excited. It's been a little while since we've shot again, so we're back now. We finally made it out, and we're going to shoot episode 5. This one is going to be about animal spirits. We were contacted by a few people who've come here at night around the old animal cages, and they've heard animals that shouldn't be in the area, so we're hoping to catch some of that tonight. We're very excited. We have our witness we're going to introduce you to shortly, and we hope you guys enjoy this episode. Thanks.
Hi everybody, Marcello Gignoli here. Tonight's investigation is about animal spirits, and that's really all the information I know personally. Again, kept away from the information, and so tonight they'll be first going up to check out the areas up there, and for myself I'll be down here, and then when we do the investigation I'll go up there and see what I can pick up, and hopefully by the end of the night I'll have picked up a lot of things that will validate a lot of claims around the area, and hopefully we'll catch something too.
Hi, my name is Dominic Gallardo. I'm going to be the witness tonight. It's going to be pretty exciting. I've had a few paranormal experiences throughout my life, so I'm pretty excited to be here. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Site of the old Los Angeles Zoo. That's where we're at.
Hey guys, this is Danielle Gignoli of the Southern California Paranormal Detectives. We are checking out some of the old LA Zoo over at Griffith Park. Some of the old enclosures from back in the day. As you can see, checking out some of the old enclosures from other animals. Dom's our witness on this on this episode. Trying to see if we can catch some of the animal spirits that may have been attached to this location.
I'm gonna film that. So if you look at those up there, they kind of look like faces. The middle one has a nose. Pretty cool. Some of the old fenced off part. Smaller cages. Probably for smaller animals. There we are in one of the old cages. There's 3 small cages here, which I hope we can get into. Can't really see well, it's too dark. But you can see one of the cages. There's 3 small ones just like this. And then the stairway down. Here's one of the other cages outside, which hopefully we'll be going in tonight. Doing a little session. See what we get. This looks like a smaller animal would have been inside of it. Inside of these. So we'll split up in different parts of the cage and do some investigating tonight.
That's cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's supposed to stand out. I got about $5 in my body. And then I have other batteries too, Graham. So
Well, they're on me.
yeah. They're on you.
Yeah, look, they're around my neck like a mule, or a Saint Bernard or something. I don't know. Feel that burn.
Yep. There's still some left when we're done.
No. I'm trying to reduce what I eat.
Well,
Oh, okay.
hey everyone, we're walking towards the old alley zoo over at the Griffith Park, or the Griffith Park Zoo. A little out of breath, but it's alright. So, I'm gonna investigate the abandoned or locations, the cages where they got turned into picnic areas. Maybe there's some residue. Maybe we'll record a couple of animal noises or anything else.
I say we start down here in the enclosures and move our way up. Sound good?
How many cameras are there?
I got, well,
Alright,
3
flash.
technically. Watch your eyes. When she says flash, she's flashing, so. Jean-Pierre's like, don't you look.
Okay, flash.
Don't look straight into the.
Don't look directly into the screen.
I like how Marcello freezes though. He's like,
Yeah, because I didn't want to have an action move.
Wait, what?
So we're going to start down here.
I was just having a hard time focusing.
I thought you were gonna say breathing, because I was thinking the same thing.
Right?
All right, well, we got things moving. This isn't the super chunky
Oh man. Oh, I feel very different energy in here.
Okay.
I saw like, could have been a lion, mountain lion or something, just like right away. I felt like, I heard like the growl of it too. Well, right when I walked in here, I felt this pressure just right down, and like I heard the growl, and I saw like a mountain lion, and just got the vision of it. So that's just right when I walked in here. That pressure is really a lot of energy in here. So that's what I picked up right now. So.
Nice. Alright, let's, I think I'm going to do a K2 session over here on the stairs. It's a good spot. And
Alright.
I'll traverse the lot.
Watch for your step, because especially if you have a camera.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we're here in the first animal, what used to be an animal enclosure, and we're going to do a little K2 session, see if we get any responses. So I'm going to sit on the stairs here next to it, see what we get. Alright, Dom, you want to, even from there, you want to ask some questions? You heard what I was doing, you want to ask similar questions just to get you involved with it?
Sure. So, judging by the size of this enclosure, I take it was probably a lion or a tiger. Are you ask it basically, are you a lion? Was it a lion that used to live in here? Or a tiger maybe? Were you a tiger back in the day? I saw a blink when I said lion, so
Yeah,
that could have been a good sign.
yeah.
Alright, so you were a lion then. We can establish that you were a lion. Could you make it light up again just so we can verify? Are we disturbing you by being here? If we're disturbing, oh, it lit up. So does that mean we're disturbing you if it lit up? I assure you we don't mean to. We're just trying to figure out if you're here because people have heard things, and we're trying to just confirm that. And it felt like that last time it lit up was more significant than before. I don't think so.
So I just saw that red light flash
When nobody was speaking?
right before that.
Hopefully. That might be something.
If it's... Oh no, I'm asking it because it's kind of weird that it kind of flashed. But right now, as we're speaking, it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Blinked again.
So the EMF went off again.
I don't think that one does. But I'm not completely sure.
Well, I just want to let you know.
Recording right now?
Yeah. It is recording.
Okay, that's weird. I was being I stepped on something.
Yeah, weird if you saw it blink. Hopefully we can, if we got anything, we'll check it later and see, analyze the results. And got a response when Dom was speaking, so that was cool too. And it felt like when I said if we're bothering it, it lit up more significantly. Did anybody else see that?
I did.
Did it seem like it did it more than when Dom asked the question?
Yeah, a little bit.
So we're potentially dealing with a lion, maybe.
And like I said, the pressure came down on me. So, I don't know, I feel like maybe that's why it may not be using the energy in that way to connect here, maybe. Because if it's pushing down, it also feels like it's probably not that close.
Yeah.
Because it's probably been a long time.
Yeah, and just to let you know, that sound was like just people screwing around outside, nothing paranormal. Unfortunately, by the graffiti we're looking at right now, it's probably normal for this area.
You guys can see there are the picnic tables that they've basically turned these enclosures into a picnic area. So where we're standing at, all the dirt, you can tell. This wall right here used to be the separation between the visitors, and then all this where the dirt is used to be the pit. So we had a small session inside the enclosure. You can see behind me, there's some stairs there. We had a session there with our K2. Seems like we got a couple of things. Maybe we got audio. It looks like this was the lion enclosure. So we'll wait until we review the evidence and try not to fall here while I walk. So one thing about this investigation, it is a public hiking area, so we will hear some noises, yelling, but hopefully we can distinguish them and we'll let you guys know. The other thing is basically that, and people do hike at night, so there are flashlights, and we might see a couple of lights moving around, so that might be the hikers. To the next enclosure. What we're hearing right now is hikers above the enclosure or the back end.
So the only downside is the fact that you got some stupid kids playing around here and acting dumb. So that's the only downside to it, unfortunately. We're probably going to be dealing with that all night for the time that we're going to be here. So I guess we'll just deal with it.
Gotta play around sometimes. Have fun with it. Make the best of a bad situation.
I think this episode might become more of scaring other people than us investigating this place.
I don't feel too scared. I don't feel a lot of energy.
Like I said, it felt more calm here,
Yeah.
personally.
Marcello, could it have been a polar bear?
What?
Polar bear?
I definitely did get a big creature like that. So it felt like something that was more calm, more sprawled, more like, something that seemed like it would lay down.
Play around and
Play
water.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that basically where that dirt is behind you, where you guys are standing,
Yeah.
I know that was kind of like their pool and everything, and it just got filled up because I know those from some of the old pictures that I've seen on the internet, they show it's either this enclosure or the one that we were in before, but if we picked up a line on the other one, that might have been it. So,
Yeah.
but this one or the next one could be the polar bears.
No, it takes a lot of energy, and we don't mean to disturb you. Just trying to see if we can get.
I feel like, honestly, a lot of this has gone on even worse before. Like, what I'm feeling from the energy here is a lot different from the last two. Because I'm feeling like this one's hiding more in a way because of things like this, too. That, obviously, this isn't the first time kids come down here or people come down here and mess around with things. I feel like this energy sort of is trying to hide from all that. Could have been abused too. I don't know if there was any history of abuse, but that's what I kind of feel too.
Haven't seen my K2 go off since we've been in here. I've been in here a little bit. So if there is anyone in here with us, any spirit, animal, or anyone, could you please give us a sign? Let us know that you're here. If you are an animal spirit, maybe you know who I am. Shh. Something moving on the stairs. If there was just something moving up there, could you give me your sign of your presence? That was you moving? Could you light up the light? It's next to me. I'm not hearing you, but I heard something moving on the stairs. I hope I caught it on camera. It almost sounds like that sound that Germans making walking, but lighter. I definitely heard something up here. If you think it was an animal, I would have noticed it. But it only moved a little bit and then stopped. Alright, so we're here in one of the smaller enclosures. We used to be in an enclosure, and we were standing up by the steps. And I was the first one to start hearing like little shuffling movements or tapping on the steps. And Eddie and our witness came over, and they heard it too, and it felt like it was getting closer to us. Once we moved the K2 closer to the little gate that separates the stairs in this little area, we got some hits on our K2, and we were hearing the steps. And literally, Marcello came up and said he felt something right in front of him, and that's where I felt that presence came to. So this has definitely been the most active part tonight, and we definitely had some interesting stuff happen. So now I'm kind of getting excited about this evening because it feels like we're really getting some stuff.
Yeah, you got those guys over there doing crazy stuff.
That's alright. It isn't distracting me. I actually felt and got like a shadow of a person walking up.
Really?
And it felt like the energy of someone who comes in and kind of, I don't know, like that history of abuse kind of came back to certain people coming in and kind of adjusting the animals and whatever to be more, I guess, compliant here. So they probably did some more things from people outside that came in and worked with the zoo or something. I mean, that's what I got, so from it all, so. Yeah, pretty much. Well, Danielle said it was kind of like a sadness feeling. Definitely feels like that.
Well, I did hear like a few like tapping noises. Yeah, definitely getting closer. Towards the end there, I kind of had that vibe. You know, like when an animal's like scared and you're trying to like, you know, like be like calming, trying to get it closer. I felt like that kind of like vibe in the air. You know, so whatever was in there probably was a little, probably nervous about us. So, but it definitely got closer, that's for sure, because I heard it too. Like the clicking coming a little closer.
And go ahead.
Well, I did hear like a few like tapping noises. Yeah, definitely getting closer. Towards the end there, I kind of had that vibe. You know, like when an animal's like scared and you're trying to like, you know, like.
Okay, I just saw a flash behind this brick wall over here. Like a little bit. Like in this area, and I moved up to it and started moving the sounds. My head went from here, my ear hurts. I'm trying to get away from that. Okay. I've never felt like this before. It's like a throbbing on my ear, in my head when I got closer to the sound over there. It's like it's off and on. Now I don't feel it anymore.
What's over there?
It's a little three-sided brick wall. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they used it for. But I don't know, did you hear the footsteps earlier when we mentioned it?
No.
So we heard footsteps. Then I heard like movement when I moved up, and I saw a flash on the ground of light. And then it was before that, when I first moved up for the footsteps, my head started throbbing inside of my head. Like right here, like on my ear, but like my head too. Like it's going off and on. Now it hasn't done it for a minute. But I don't know, it really hurt.
You think that little enclosure could have been something? Maybe took animal there,
Yeah.
closed them down for a wash.
Who
Maybe did
knows?
something there. That's why there's like negative energy.
Yeah.
Whoa! That hurt too. You sure? Yeah.
Can we get light over there?
Well, we already did.
Eddie has one.
It was movie.
No, I did hear something move.
Yeah, like this wall. Like they must have used it for something. Maybe like cleaning up the animals, washing and hosing them down. Maybe.
Wait, look at the alien.
Oh yeah. That's probably an animal.
Like I don't know if that's an animal.
But I actually heard footsteps earlier.
Yeah, I heard the animal. The animal freaked me more out.
And here we are, this is one of the animal enclosures. Very small cages. I can't wait to go into them.
This was the last enclosure.
We're basically seeing what happened.
My God, it smells like piss.
Yep, that's the worst part.
Another thing. Hey guys, so we're in some of the cages or the holding cells whenever the zoo would be closed. I guess these would be the enclosures. So, not sure if you guys can see, but there's Jean-Pierre's. It's small. So, there we go. And you can see, there's Jean-Pierre.
Okay, we can stand up on it here. You wash your hands? What do I do? There's a little blocking there.
Something blocking it?
No, there's, I don't know if this is a rope, I can't tell. Oh, there's nothing blocking. This is smaller here. I don't know where that goes.
Hey, I don't know if it's me.
What's up? What's up?
I don't know if it's me, but I feel a lot in this one.
And that one?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Marcello was standing about there when he said he felt a lot. We'll have him go in there in a second when he's done saying that.
And
Okay, it's recording.
I'm
gonna have it right here at the end. Yeah, that's fine.
and I'm kind of a little loss of air,
Okay, hard to breathe for you.
just a little.
Marcello, can you go on that pin that Eddie's in to see what you feel? You need to record right there? Yeah, just go on, just leave it. The one he's in?
Yeah.
See this feeling?
Careful.
I just felt my eyes, like, almost
Burn.
feel, yeah. So my eyes are burning in this cage right here. Whew.
If there's anybody here that likes to communicate, now is your time. We're here, we respect you. We know that
What are you feeling?
we're putting in small cages.
I feel like a lot of them just got so out of shape, like physically, they were just beaten just from being in this place. I got a bear, I got the panthers, I got a lot of them just stuck here. Even like after like passing on, that's why like the energies I'm feeling a lot have been continuing, like some like not so close, some closer, because even though the time's passed, even though the years have passed, there's still that energy that's just colliding with it. And I feel like a lot of the animals that are even living around here feel that energy too, of the animal spirits that were here. And I think that's why a lot of it is affecting that, and in a lot of ways that's why this is only making it worse. Like if the gangs come out here or anybody comes out here, just mess up the place.
What was that? Did you get that? Yeah. I think so.
What happened?
Smells like a skunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, so as Marcello was saying, it does the enclosure. Oh man, feels like suffocation. Fortunately, I think we also, I think there was a skunk was sprayed outside.
Yeah.
So we can smell it in here now. But before that, you can just, it was hard. It's hard for, at least for me, and I usually, I'm not very bad at, closed, very small enclosures. I'm fine. But from what Marcello feels and it just, from what he says, it seems like it is right that these, the animals that were here, that were supposed to, entertain guests who came to the zoo were not treated as well, and but that also had to do because back in the day they didn't have the same regulations that they do now with other zoos or with the present zoos, where they have specifications of health codes and how much space they need.
When you said health
And
codes.
so it's, I think that's what it is, and that's what he's getting to. And even without just being in this one enclosure, it just seems like all that.
Holy shit.
What?
Where is it?
What happened?
Where is it?
It was in the doorway.
Oh.
Sure, thank you. I was like, I'm gonna throw my tripod at it.
Did it go away? Shit.
Oh.
All right.
Oh my goodness, skunk.
Okay, so.
Were you filming, German? What? Were you filming?
Oh no, this is a little bit just
Were you recording, Nate?
I don't know. No, I couldn't.
God damn it. Were you recording at all?
No, because I don't have infrared.
What?
Yeah, it's
All right. So, are we good in here, or or you want to come into this one?
Yeah, I'll come in outside, see what I feel.
All right.
So, German, what do you mean you don't have infrared?
It died on me earlier.
Yeah,
It keeps going out, in and out,
the
and it just died.
extender?
Yeah.
Yep.
What? I just charged the battery.
I think it's having an effect from.
Oh, now it turned on just a little.
Yeah. It's.
Damn it, you
Yeah.
missed the best part.
I don't think it's the last time I'll have that.
All right.
Well, at least Puppy was recording.
Oh yeah, I was recording. I was like, what? All right.
I saw that. Oh shit.
So apparently, a skunk scared Danny and German. Yeah.
Hey, you're lucky that we're standing by because that sucker came right in here.
It came in?
It was coming through the doorway.
Oh.
It was starting to come in.
Like, if we were on the corner, we've been cornered.
Literally.
That's why they call it a corner.
Asshole.
Yeah.
You are welcome.
No joke. I saw that thing and I was like, holy shit.
No wonder it was smelling
I don't
like
want to
weed.
explain to work the reason why I can't come
Hey,
to work because I got skunked.
Recap your skunk story.
So
Are we done in this? Or?
No, I'm
Alright.
on this side. Dom, you want to come here too?
careful with the.
I have my audio recorder here, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good idea. This is where.
All right, so so Jean-Pierre and our witness are in the enclosure that I was just in. Or
So that's what it
there it is.
The right side of my head is hurting. What was almost the same spot as outside.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it. As soon as I walked in, I started feeling it again.
Hey, you felt that like you can't breathe, right?
Not so much. It's just my head hurts. My head starts to throb when there's something close by usually. The left side usually means something not happy.
Yeah.
The right side is trying to communicate with me, so I think something's definitely not happy. Whatever we heard walking out there before the animal showed up, maybe the skunk. And then, I don't know, yeah. It usually means something's not happy when I feel that feeling.
So
If there's something in here that's not happy, could you please light up the light we have in here? Or communicate, we have audio and video recording. We know you suffered quite a bit through being put in these small enclosures that don't have very much space for you. It lit up a little bit. K2 lit up when I said that it didn't have a lot of space. And then,
so what do you feel in that enclosure?
feel anything, Dom?
Felt a little bit of fear when I came in here. I was like, for some reason I feel like a little bit nervous, a little afraid. You know, yeah, these are really tight. I mean, like, so
When you
confined.
said that.
Hmm?
It lit up a lot when you said that.
Like, so confined. I'm wondering if they even had like, you know, bedding, like hay or something down here, or was it just like the cold hard floor?
From what I understand and from what I've read and stuff is that they didn't really have much except for what's here. This is where they slept on. Like we've talked about previously, it's the reason this part of, or this zoo closed down was because of not enough space for the animals. There was no health regulations that they were following, or there was no set rules to be put. And I think that's why there's a lot of suffering and all that feeling in here. So whatever animal is here, if you were unhappy here and you were not treated right, can you light up that green light? Can you go close to it and make those lights light up? Again, we're not here to make you suffer or hurt you in any way. We're here to see if we can help you move on. Maybe by communicating with us, that helps relieve that pain and that suffering and lets you move.
I'm gonna try and step into
Whichever animal is in here, we are deeply sorry for what you went through.
Yeah, it feels heavier in here than over there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely you can feel the difference of light. Here it feels heavy.
Yeah.
It's like he said, that fear of enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Feel it here, like it's thicker, the air's thicker.
Yeah, because I've been
in...
in...
is in the other room, this back door's closed. And it's actually cooler over there than it is in here. And this has more airflow because it has three different ways of airflow.
And up in the ceiling as well.
And the bars are broken on the ceiling in this one.
Yep. So there's ventilation going all around, but it's still, you feel that, like,
I don't feel cold in here.
Yeah.
At all.
That's what you feel is like. I was feeling like the anxiety of being in an enclosed.
See, I can feel the cool air like there, but once you move in, you don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a barrier here blocking the cool air from coming in.
Yeah, I was just feeling like an anxiety, like it's too cramped, it's too small. And I've been in tighter spaces that I don't even get like this.
Yeah.
And just here, it was just.
I'm wondering whichever animal was in here was like the most probably resilient. It's like a good way, like if you're not getting up in the morning, just trot them out over here.
That was me.
Something.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so I'm going to play this. This is the raw footage. And then later I'm going to show you more and more and see what you guys think. And then we'll show you what we did today. So that's basically what we're here to show, the evidence that we got. So.
Some of the stairs that led some graffiti still left, but yeah, some graffiti still left, but yeah, see where we are.
Just a random person just standing there.
See where we are going. But yeah, episode 5.
That was a strange movement.
And leaking. And seeing what we find on this episode.
Alright, so what'd you guys see? You see anything?
It looked cool.
Bigfoot or something else.
It looked like something almost folded, like some kind of, because the way it moved, it looked like it just was human, and then it looked like a portrait, almost like going right back. Like it didn't seem like someone living, because it just moved like not like a human would move, especially away from it.
Nice.
Not to be that guy, but I didn't see anything.
No, that's cool. If you didn't, how about you, Devin?
The only thing I paid attention to was that person, I think, just dropped down and disappeared in a goofy way.
Yeah.
Is that what we're looking at?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Danielle Gignoli from Southern California Paranormal Detectives. We are back again to do another, we're going to try to recreate what I caught last week, and see if we can catch it again, or try to figure out if it was like another hiker, or something paranormal, something not. I mean, as you can see, there's other people that hike up here as well. So we're gonna check it out. We're in the same enclosure that I was in last Monday, and we're gonna check it out and see if we can recreate it again, kind of following the same same way that I was before. And the one who's with me now is actually Jean-Pierre Gignoli, our founder of a CPD. Try to see if we can recreate it again.
Alright, so we got Danielle filming down there right now. I'm going to be the person reenacting what we saw on film and see if we can capture that the same way that we did that day. He was probably standing about here, looking inside. He made a very smooth motion. He went down and out.
Alright, you're going to try to do the exit out. Alright, come back in. Alright, try coming a little closer, coming in. Yeah.
Okay, like right here?
Yeah, and then exit backwards. Alright, try it again.
It felt really weird.
It's not a natural human movement of exiting, but and try to.
Motion down that we saw.
All right. Okay. Let's try it again, but this time try to make as little noise as possible to see if we can hear.
Yeah.
Because last time when I was recording, I didn't see anybody, nor did I hear anything. So let's try it again. I said as quiet as possible.
I told you it's hard with this pipe here, so that's especially for a tall person.
Yeah. Okay, try it again.
One more time.
Hmm.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we did it a couple times. Now, can you try to get exiting like with your back towards us?
Yeah.
So we know what that looks like.
Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna pause it.
Okay.
There's some people looking around in here. I didn't want to block them, so.
Oh.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Like we said, there's hikers. These people checking out these enclosures. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good one. All right, so normal exit. We'll come out. Normal entry.
All right, come back again to the opening.
Like
with your full back towards us. Your full back, and then now do the exit out motion.
Alright guys, I'm going to try and show you how it looks to naturally exit this area.
and enter. It's a lot easier. Yeah, it feels real unnatural to do it that way. Like it puts strain on your muscles in your back when you try and exit like that. So I don't know. The video doesn't make sense of what you would do naturally as a human.
Okay, so now I'm gonna stop recording. So this was actually in selfie mode, recording because I don't have the selfie stick. But yeah, we tried to recreate Jean-Pierre being up in the stairs. So I'm hoping at the viewing tonight at our house that we kind of did it justice in trying to figure out what exactly it was. I mean, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So yeah.
All right, guys, so here's the spot where the event took place. As you can tell, the fence is cut open here. It's kind of low. Our subject, or whatever it was, looked pretty tall. I'm about 6 foot tall. And you can see there's a bar below, which you have to step over in order to get into the fence. And the fence is kind of low, especially for a tall person. So you do have to duck to get out, but it's kind of hard to do a smooth motion the way it is, because you have to step over that bar when you're exiting out. So we'll see how it looks on camera, but here's the spot where we potentially may have caught something.
So today what we did was we went back to the old LA Zoo over at Griffith Park and went through the same enclosure that we was filming on last Monday. Up on the stairwell, we believe that we caught something, but definitely looks kind of cool, but at the same time it's kind of creepy. When I first was shooting, I didn't notice anyone up at the top of the stairwell, but thinking that, you know, kind of caught up in the moment, maybe I kind of overlooked it because there's still hikers in the area. I mean, there's quite a few people that are here during the day. But now that since after we tried to recreate it and did a couple scenes, I don't think I missed anybody. I would have saw somebody. As it was, we caught another female hiker. She was in there. It's like, oh no, it's so sad. It's happening again. But definitely, I would have noticed somebody in my shot. It's kind of hard to explain. I think we genuinely we did caught something. We tried it, you know, on my phone. Just like the first time. Definitely, I think we really did caught something. That led. That led. That led.
Some really weird, creepy shit. That person, there was definitely a figure, person or not, don't know, but the way they just ducked out of that location didn't seem normal. I mean, we were all there. It was very tight. There were like no holes to like drop down the way that person did. There was no way to squeeze out with the wall and the fence together. It wasn't very natural. Jean-Pierre knows. But even at some points, like up close and when the camera's steady enough, you can kind of see like the face of whatever that was. It didn't look, it was like humanish, but it didn't look like a normal human being. I mean, I can't get a clear shot, so I don't know what it was, but I mean, I didn't think it was, I don't think, you couldn't even hear it. And I could hear Jean-Pierre when he was trying to reenact it. And watching it a few more times with whatever that thing was, you know, paying attention, I couldn't really hear anything like from that entity. So it was kind of creepy.
Well, firstly, my thoughts were, I guess, going back to, it seemed like whatever it was had a very strange configuration of its body or whatever that was to move in that way. And with my feelings, I actually got almost something like a shapeshifter or something like that. Just from how it had moved. This was something going back to our first episode that we talked about, where we weren't conclusively knowing if that's true or not. But the feeling I got was something similar, I guess, in a way, where even in a way Dom was saying it, where that you couldn't make out really the facial features or anything 100%, and usually with camera work there is some details you could see, and even then I couldn't really tell from the video itself. So just my feelings from it were very much like, this is something different right here, and it's very unusual how it just was there standing like it did and then moved out in that way. So it's a very interesting image.
Alright, so there's actually two things that come into my mind right now. First, what I saw, my interpretation of it, it was definitely interesting. But something I will I guess I'll play devil's advocate. Well, what I imagine people will actually think of this clip is that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to say, you know, it's just a person, and I feel that's what people are going to say just based on what I saw and people, just what I'm thinking. I mean, it's funny because I've witnessed stuff as strange, like, if I remember correctly, San Diego, guys. Remember that window? I've seen that, so I'm not going to doubt it, but at the same time I do feel that some people will say it's probably just a person. I'm going to say, though, that, you know, it's a possibility because they, you know, based on eyewitness, it wasn't there, so that's kind of strange as well. So there's the that kind of, you know, sinks in there as well. So it's interesting stuff, that's for sure.
Alright guys, so we finished up our review tonight with the whole team. It was kind of up in the air, you know, what everybody thought. I mean, we know what we experienced, we know what we tried to replicate. I think we really have to leave it unknown. I mean, it definitely could be a person, but then you have the fact that Danielle didn't hear or see anyone. Neither did Dom, who was close by. The movement seems off from what we tried to test out. I guess we'll leave this evidence really up in the air, and for, you know, everyone to decide for themselves. But it was a really cool episode. I'm glad with everything that we got. And we'll see you for the next one, and we'll keep you guys informed what's going on. Thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And where's Skunk again?
Alright, well, first of all, I was over there somewhere kind of like hiding around
I
the wall.
saw it.
And she was like on the lookout. And literally, she was right where... right there. Right here. Where I'm standing. Where you standing? Where I'm standing. He was going like... Yeah, he turned around and his ass came up. I was like, oh.
like Captain said, like, what? Like, this is my house. And then came in, and then I was like, darn it, and then Skunk, and then he like flashed the light, and that's when his tail went straight up. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, so
like,
Recounting our Skunk encounter.
German saved my life.
Flashlight. No, he was going to come in. He didn't see you, I think. He was going to come in, and he's going to go in there with you guys, and... Can you imagine that?
Oh,
Can you imagine that?
I'd beat your ass for letting him in.
No. What if
I'd rub myself on you.
No, what if we were all in there?
Close encounter with the Skunk guy.
Right where I'm standing. We would have been screwed.
Close. I was like calling it Disney. So I'm working the shift tomorrow, but I cannot come in because I got sprayed by a skunk. Is that a call sick or is that a call personal?